You understand? So I said, nah, I'm not going to make that a habit. You know what I'm saying? No doubt. I'll speak to her in a very aggressive manner. You know what I mean? I might have to grab her up a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But as far as, you know, I'm not going to. Now, you might discipline your sons a little differently. But your daughter, come on, man. A man is not going to get used to beating his daughter, man. You understand? I don't know, no man. I mean, maybe some men out here different. And don't get me wrong, it's right, some daughters that need that corporal punishment from. I'm not gonna say they fathers. It's just kind of different coming from your father.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In my household, my father was a disciplinarian, not my mom. I don't remember. I think like on one occasion I got beat by my mom. So it was always, you know, my father was the disciplinarian. He disciplined all of us.
Right.
So like there was no difference whether it was a boy or girl. Now the type of discipline may be different.
See, I don't have boundaries.
Yeah, I mean you only have girls right now, so.
But I don't have any boundaries. That's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying about me as looking into who. See, that's what, you know, what this podcast is really about, and what the motivation motives is about is looking into thyself and saying, hey, why did I do this? You know what I mean? And where am I going with that? What's my objective with it? I know me. So I'm like, I'm not going to get used to beating my girls because now it's on.
Yeah.
Now it's on.
Right.
Boom. I would be like my grandparents because I know that. I'd be like, yo, straight up. If I do believe you getting it.
Right.
And I don't want to be like that.
I wouldn't want to be like that either. I do. But see, I believe in conversation. It depends on the child. So like.
It depends on the child.
But when the child is too young to understand conversation, a pop here or there. Like when I say, I'm not talking like straight up, just go in. But like, definitely, I think a little bit of physical punishment is necessary. What are you doing?
I'm laughing at you, man.
I mean that. Like, so I feel like when the child is like young, a pop here or there will tell them stop.
Right. Okay.
But it should always follow it should always follow verbal communication. Because I don't ever want to beat my child and they not know why I'm beating them.
Why
so it should always follow a conversation. I could say like my dad did that. Like when I was younger and I would get in trouble, anytime I got beat, we would always have a conversation afterwards.
Right.
And for me,
you know what?
as a young
that's
kid,
the balance.
Yeah, as a young kid, I was a pretty smart kid, so I could understand conversation. I don't know if that worked too well with my siblings.
Right. It depends on the child. Like it depends on the kid, man.
Yeah. So like we could have a conversation and I could not get beat just because we had a conversation and I understood him from that conversation. So it's like, bet, I got you.
And you got it. Boom, done.
To do that. Okay. I ain't gonna do that. Good. We talked about it. But some kids, like you said, they will not understand conversation or they'll think, mom just playing. Yeah, I mean, we went through that with my mom. My mom wasn't the disciplinarian, right? So we thought we could get away with stuff with her.
Right.
It's like, mom's not really the one to beat us, so unless she goes and tells dad, we good. We can just cut up. No, because my mom would give you a real nice pop in the moment. She might not like, my dad would take the board and give you a certain number.
Wow.
But my mom
was a plan. She said, take the board. What talking about the board? The chalkboard?
Nah, it was like a wooden plank, a board. My granddad had one. I guess he used it. He called it the Board of Education.
Oh, I like that. I like that right there. The Board of Education.
That's
I like that right there.
And if you beat you with the Board of Education.
The Board of Education is going to get you. So check it. So are you saying that corporal punishment is necessary to some children and not to others? Or what? That's what you're saying.
Yes, I do believe that corporal punishment in the sense of physical punishment, physical discipline.
And is this hold up now, is disciplining your kids corporal punishment?
No.
We haven't answered that question. You know what I'm saying? It's corporal punishment, that's kind of militant and it's kind of has an aggressive connotation.
It is. But
what's the difference between disciplining and corporal punishment?
Corporal punishment is the highest form of punishment, right?
I mean, yeah.
As far as I know.
Other than killing somebody, yeah.
Like, yeah.
Right?
Like, okay, wait, let's just break down that term.
Break it down.
What does corporal punishment mean?
What do they say? Can you look that up?
Yeah, we finna ask Google.
Let's see what the European dictionary says.
Hold up. Google, help a sister out. Okay.
Because I'm gonna probably assume that if a black person wrote their own dictionary, corporal punishment probably won't even be a word.
What does corporal punishment mean? Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, do you think?
According to Verywell family, corporal punishment encompasses all types of physical punishment, including spanking, slapping, pinching, pulling, twisting, and hitting with an object.
Okay.
It also may include forcing a child to consume unpleasant substances such as soap, hot sauce, or hot pepper.
You mean to tell me anytime you beat a child that's considered corporal punishment?
What I told you. What did I sit up here and say? Let's listen to the European dictionary. Because if a black man gives his own dictionary, that's not even a word in the book. You understand? So basically, in my household, we engage in corporal punishment.
Okay.
No, more so my wife, which, like I said, don't get me wrong. Like I said, we don't do the soap and the hot sauce thing and all of that. But like I said, they get their little things going on. It ain't for, it ain't no spanking. Spanking is like like I said, my wife got the wooden spoon, and when little Eva, we call her Pud, when Pud is acting up, you know what I mean? She picked the spoon up and she runs to where she need to go and sit down. So
see, we had corporal punishment growing up, and it was,
everybody did.
I mean, we didn't call it spanking, we called them whoopings, but that's the same thing, right? Like, hit on the rear end, bend over, take it number of times.
Right.
That's what we were raised on. I'm not gonna do that with my kids. I'm not.
Hold up. That was one of my points. Hold up. That's what I wanted. I wanted to come to that point. You now, as a woman that is not a mother, what do you anticipate? Hold up now. I got to give you a scenario. Let's say, wait. Let's what's a nice give me an if you had an African boy son, what would you name him? You probably would name James Jr. or his real African name?
Anacentus.
Anacentus. Let's say little Anacentus Jr. Let's just say he act up all the time. It ain't, see the thing about it, we have to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. Some kids are acting up because of something that you are doing or not doing as a parent, but some also act up because this is their makeup, okay?
Yeah, that's how they are, yeah.
This is their makeup. This is what they do. How are you going to handle this? And this is just what he do. Like, damn, I get caught every other day from the school.
I think for me, it's hard to say, but as a person, I'm a very reactionary person when it comes to stuff. So I do a lot of hitting and pushing and stuff when I'm just laughing. Or if all of a sudden I experience a shock of pain, the first thing I do is swing. It's just what happens, right?
Gotcha.
So I imagine that if I see my little boy, my little AJ, if he's Anacentus Jr.
AJ, that's right, little AJ. That's
that
right.
will not be his name. But let's just say little AJ is running around here.
Acting up.
Reactionary. I'm just going to get up and pop him.
Straight up.
And if he's crying and shouting and screaming because I hit him, then I'll probably, God. It depends. It depends. If he's crying and screaming because I popped him and I hit him good enough to warrant such a shout, warrant all that noise,
right?
Then it'll probably calm me down and be like, okay, you need to calm down. Why did mommy hit you?
Right.
Because of what? We need to talk about it.
You're going to break it down.
Break it down. Okay. But if it's one of those things where I've experienced it because I've raised some of my younger siblings and they're just shouting and making noise. And let's say I yell at them or I pop them and they're just screaming even louder like I freaking killed them or something. Then it's just like, we're not finna talk about it right now. Because you need to cut that out. Like, I'm going to send you somewhere or I'm going to give you that line. Like, I'm going to give you something to cry about. Like, if you want to scream and shout so bad, keep asking for it and watch what happens. But then, you know, when the child calms down, it will be discussion later. Come, sit on mommy's
Right.
lap. Let's talk
Right.
about why mommy was at a 10
Right.
and how you got her there. I think that's what it'll be. But like I said,
Okay.
I'm reactionary. So I think it will start with a hit. I will hit
Right.
my child first and explain
Right.
later.
Right. And okay. Because you're foreshadowing how you think you're going to be, because, you know, we really never know what we're
We
going
don't
to
know.
do
I'm
until we get in
probably
the situation.
Exactly.
You might be the exact opposite, or you might have a child that doesn't even want that.
That's true. I feel like
See, that's
because I'm sorry, real quick. It's not
okay.
the same because I'm not a parent, but I raised my younger siblings. So like with them, I was strict. I was always mom number 2. So I was very strict with my younger siblings, like kind of no nonsense type.
No nonsense.
I mean, I was fine, silly, crazy, but when it came down to them cutting up,
real stuff, right?
You know, I would shut that down. There was no nonsense when it came to that sort of thing. So they kind of know me to be that type of person. Like, okay, if you start messing up around Portia, she will jump on your case. She will come in and try to shut it down. She will come in and step in and be a mom. But I feel like it's all gonna change. That's because who I am now. Once I have my own, what if I'm like a softie? You know?
Right.
And I can't deliver that same force that I once had. I don't know.
Now, this is the thing. Like I said, me and my wife, we like I said, we have 2 different parenting styles. Like I said, she was raised in the West Indian culture where they don't play no games, period.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Straight up. You know what I mean? When in her country, there was no calling child protective services. You understand?
Yes.
There was none of that. So if you act up and you wind up with a bruise on your teacher was able to knock you out.
God.
And bring you home to mommy, and then she was gonna wake you up and knock you out again for talking crazy. So that was that. So she raising that. Me, like I said, me personally, I can remember getting slapped a few times and all that, but Asley really like I was kind of like you. I mean, once you told me something one time, boom, I got it. Cool, I got you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't want that type of problem. Or I just knew another way how to be a little bit more sneaky with it. You know what I'm saying? I was good at it. So I said, all right, cool. So we come from 2 different backgrounds. So let's say my kids acting up, and I don't do what she do. She'll say, hey, I see, look, that's why they do that, because you don't do that. And I say, I understand that. I dig you. But like I said, I have to understand myself, because like I said before, I don't want to get to I don't want my child to actually get to the habit where they have to lie to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather lie to me. One. You know what I'm saying? To be, you know what I mean? So they wouldn't feel the brunt of my, you know, of that goon hand.
Yeah.
Of that goon hand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, to say that is, I have a lot of people in my family, cousins, that in my professional and personal opinion, they should have gotten speed.
Right.
You understand?
Yes.
And now as adults, when I look at them and I look at their antics and I look at who they are as people, I'm like, wow, maybe a slap or 2 probably would have hindered this a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Now, I mean, it seems like mommy lets you do a little bit too much. See, that's the thing. That's another thing we have to understand. You know what I mean? How you are in a home with your kid is going to translate to how they're going to be outside.
Yeah.
If I tend to allow you to get away with certain things, you're going to go outside and think that you're going to be able to get away with certain things, and you might get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So corporal punishment, if you will, if they want to define as that, it's not a necessarily bad thing.
Right.
Because you're trying to, like I said, as long as it is, like you said, it's handled delicately. You know what I mean? There's a verbal conversation after the violence.
Yeah.
As long as the verbal conversation happens after the violence, because it is violent, that's what you're doing it for.
Yeah.
It's cool, because you're trying to prevent some parents, most parents, I think, are trying to prevent them from getting hurt outside.
Right.
But some parents only are doing it because they specifically feel offended.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you are only beating your kids because you specifically feel offended, and it has nothing to do with
Your
how they're
child's
going to take,
well-being. Yeah.
right, then you need your ass beat
Yeah.
by the legal system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For
It's
real,
funny
for real.
that you mentioned lying, because I think that's a huge part of it. Because like when we were growing
Absolutely.
up, my dad used to tell us that you only lie when you're afraid. If you're
That's
not
right.
afraid of the truth, you don't
You
need
don't
to
lie.
Right.
Absolutely.
However, children are always afraid of the disciplinarian. I
That's
don't
right.
care what kind of household you live in.
They gonna lie.
They gonna lie. They gonna lie because they're scared to get in trouble, or they're
They gonna
scared
lie.
to confront you with it because of how you react. I always feel like, and I feel like I want to take this with me for the rest of my life. If somebody lies to you, while that person can be deemed a coward, I do feel like you need to take responsibility for making that person feel like they had to lie to you.
Thank you. Well put.
So if
well
like
put.
my children,
very well put.
if I ever find out that my children lied to me, I know
Right.
most
What?
parents will just start, I'm gonna beat you because you lied to me.
No. Why?
Why did you lie?
Why?
Because you felt
Why
like
did they
you
lie
had
to you?
to. You felt like you couldn't tell me the truth, and that is problematic.
That is.
So I do feel like when we have kids and when I start raising kids, and I know it's funny, James and I have already had this conversation. He feels the same way. It's like communication is important even with children. You have to talk.
It's more important with the children.
Yes, more important.
This is going to rear them for the rest of their lives.
Exactly. So it's like the things that we got beat for growing up, I'm not necessarily going to beat my children over those things.
Right.
Like lying was one of the worst things you could do in my household was lie.
Right. Right.
The only time my dad used to say, the only time you get beat is if you lie and if you disobey. Those are the only two reasons that we bring corporal punishment.
And it should be like that.
No,
it should be like that.
It's not true. But that was it's not true now. It's not true. The only 2 times you're gonna get beat is if you lie or disobey. No.
So he beat you for some other occasions, some other instances.
Well,
he was just mad that day.
My siblings. Like there was some stuff they did, and it was like you try to fit it into the category of disobey because you knew you wasn't supposed to do this thing. That doesn't mean I directly disobeyed you, so I shouldn't be getting beat for this. But whatever, that's something different. But
I hear some of that PTSD coming out a little bit, but go ahead.
A little bit, but it was like secondhand PTSD, if that's a thing. So not necessarily I was getting it, but I was like,
you were there.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, this person's getting beat, but they did not lie, nor did they directly disobey an order. So
Dad was just mad that day.
You was just kind of salty. That's what happened. But like,
yeah.
I feel like I'm not going to beat my child for lying. Disobeying, maybe. If I tell them specifically not to do something and they do that thing, oh yeah, you finna get beat for that. But if you lie to me, there's an underlying issue there. And I need to fix it. Not beat you. You don't need punishment for that. You need a discussion. We need to talk about it. Because you need to know that you don't have to lie to me. It's all right. Anything you tell me is okay. But parents love to say that too, I feel like. You can tell me anything. But it's not true. Parents love to tell their kids that you can tell me anything. But no.
God bless you for the mistake for saying that. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you for saying that.
Thank you.
They say that, but they don't mean that. Parents say a whole lot of things they don't.
Exactly. And I don't want to be that.
I'm a parent, I know. They say a whole lot of stuff they don't mean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I don't fall in this category, but I know some parents that say that they want little Jimmy to reach for the stars and be as successful as he want to be. But once Jimmy start getting that guap, you might feel a certain type of way because Jimmy don't need you as much as he did before.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So you don't want Jimmy to be too successful. You want him to be just as successful so you can, right? So you can feel comfortable with thyself. Some parents are like that.
It's true.
That was just a, suggestion.
Yeah. But like,
they need to think about
it's true that I don't want to be that parent. I don't want to be that parent that says, yeah, you can tell me about anything. But yeah, when I tell you, you turn it against me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be that parent. I do want to be the type of parent like, yes, you can tell me anything. I'm not, and I want my child to know that I'm not saying I won't get mad. I might get mad. I don't know. I might get mad on what you tell me. But the fact that you told me will always outweigh whatever it is you told me.
Absolutely. It should. It should.
Right?
It should.
And so that's one of the, I feel like it's already overwhelming and I don't have kids. But like all these things that I want to remember when I become a parent. It's like, okay, I need to remember, control myself.
Throw it out the window when you become a parent. Just trial and error, yo. It's trial and
I'm
error.
trying to remember now don't matter.
Right. Don't do it. You wasting your memory bank. It's trial and error. It is, man. It's crazy. I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. Like I said, I mean, my daughter, she's 8 going on 9 years old. I don't know. As far as of course we're not done parenting her, but she got a bulk of, she know what's up now.
Right.
The next 9 years until she's 18, I think, because someone might say, wait till she becomes a teenager, and that might be true. Check it. I read a book one time recently. I forgot the name of the book. And this guy was given an example. Well, this actually really happened to him about, parenting. He said, check it out. He said, one day I was in my study doing my work, and my daughter came in the house from school. Okay. She's like 11 or 12 or something like that. Now, keep that age in mind, 11 and 12. Okay. Mm-hmm. So he says to her, hey, where's your report card? Mm-hmm. She says to him, hey, why are you asking?
Oh, what?
Right?
What?
Hold up now. Hold up now. Because, in the black household, you might be asking for it. But, yes. And he says to her, well, I'm asking because I want to see your grades. And she says to him, well, they are my grades. And I think I should be the only one to worry about those.